What is up, everybody? It's the Game Deck here, your coach of the Golden State Weezings. Welcome back to week 3 of the NBBL. Last week we took a rough loss, so we got to bounce back this week, and this week is going to be crazy. We're facing someone with a sick regen core, very stally team versus our little bit stally teams. So let's get straight into the fight. Okay, not a lot of stuff what I was expecting. I did not expect the Dozo. I did not expect the Regieleki. I expected the Skeledirge. Spirit Tomb is Terra Poison. Spirit Tomb, Terra Poison. Amoonguss. Alomomola. Regieleki. Clodsire, I did expect the Clodsire, and Dondozo. I didn't really fully expect the Dondozo because, in my opinion, the Dondozo just kind of doesn't do great against Sinistra, but, you know, we'll have to see. Now, I do fully believe that this Regieleki is probably Rapid Spin Screens, maybe? Potentially, but we'll have to find out. Alright, I will just straight up lead our good old lead, Noivern. If we see Clodsire or Amoonguss, I'll probably just click the taunt button. Probably even Dozo too, but we got to be a little bit careful of that because it has a dragon move. Okay. I feel like Carlos definitely expected me to bring Prim. There's only, oh, I guess there's 2 unaware mons. But like I said, I was like talking about this like while prepping. Sinistra doesn't really care about these 2 unaware mons and was more afraid of the Skeledirge. So it's good not seeing it. And no fighting mon at all. Aloe, what do you have? Assault vest maybe. Frisk. Assault vest. Okay, yeah, you definitely was expecting me to bring, like, Prim. Although this does do decently well against Sinistra. Not super great, though. I am going to just click the U-turn button. We'll swap one out. You probably flip turn as well. You probably flip turn as well, but I will just go our Umbreon, because, like, what wants to come into Umbreon? Clodsire, maybe? Ice Beam. Ice Beam, yeah. It was either flip turn or Ice Beam, and we got the call right. You probably swap into Clodsire. Like, there's no way you stay in, because, like, I could just easily Toxic you. Right? Sinistra versus Alomomola. Assault vest. How much is Ice Beam probably doing? Okay, it's doing a good bit. I'm gonna expect the Clod. I'm gonna expect the Clodsire. I don't think you want to get toxic. Show me either Clodsire. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is what I wanted. You're not doing much against us. I am just clicking the sub button. I am just clicking the substitute button. And you go for Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock. Alright. Alright. I will be honest, you are probably unaware, but you brought so much anti-Prim tech that this one has to be unaware. You have to be unaware here. I'm gonna Calm Mind still. You do withdraw. Into Spirit Tomb. Spirit Tomb gets Infiltrator, don't you? I just realized that. I didn't think about that. You do get Infiltrator. Infiltrator. Filtrator Pokemon. Wait. Oh, wait. You don't ignore. Never mind. For some reason, I thought Infiltrator ignored... the move. Substitute. Alright. I just fire off a Shadow Ball. Decent damage. Less than what I thought. Infiltrator does? Infiltrator does ignore. That's what I thought. That is what I thought. I don't know why it didn't tell me that. Why did you not... Infiltrator substitute. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of massive. You do probably go for the Dark Pulse now. Terrakion at +1. I'm gonna try. Hit me with the Dark Pulse. Pain Split. Okay, so your Pain Split, Toxic. Split, Toxic. Leftovers. So we're not at +1. You do have potential for Psychic. So you're probably... Okay. I gotta really think about what we're doing, because I don't want to get Psychicked. But are you... I wish I looked up Infiltrator and Substitute. That's annoying that the Pokemon database didn't say that. But my mind thought it. My mind did think it. That hurts. Willow! Okay. I rather have the Willow than the Toxic on my Umbreon. So, we take those. And it kind of just cancels out the leftovers here. Alright. Alright, we can handle this. I'm going to just Wish Up. Get my health back up. See what you swap out into? Okay, you do swap out. Pretty obvious. Into who, though? Back into the Whoop. Okay. Okay. So you have Stealth Rocks, probably... You're probably going full on... Claude, Zyre. I feel like you're going spikes. Umbreon. I feel like we could take whatever. I feel like we could take whatever. How much is Hippowdon doing? Okay, not enough for me to really like it. Alright. I'm going for Snarl, just to do some chip. And I miss. And I miss. Okay. Unfortunate. Rock Slide. Okay. Rock Slide. I was not also expecting a rock move, so solid prep there. Super solid prep there. I mean, we kind of just outlive you. So your Rock Slide... I mean, I could go Hippowdon. I could go Hippowdon. How much... Umbreon. How much are we doing? Not a lot. I don't want to get toxic, though. That's pretty toxic. That would be pretty toxic. Would you be running, like, triple toxic? Possible. It's possible. We'll do it. We'll do it. You don't have necessarily an immunity to it. Toxic would be super annoying, though. You set up the Stealth Rocks again. Interesting. Interesting. You're probably toxic. You probably toxic me. I need to set up my own Stealth Rocks. I'm gonna be real. I think I need to set up my own Stealth Rocks. You do withdraw. Into Aloe or Dozo, possibly? Into Aloe. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, Umbreon takes nearly everything from Alomomola pretty well. You probably flip turn. But let's see how Hippo takes everything. I mean, you take it fine. I just don't want the burn, to be honest. I don't want the burn. What really beats? Pointed Stones. Kind of hurts. Flip turn. Yeah, pretty obvious there. Flip turn. The Flash. All right. Reggie Ilecki versus Umbreon. Oops, that's not my Umbreon. That's not my Umbreon. This is my Umbreon. Explosion. Shouldn't do enough. I guess you could be max attack. You could also go for screens. Could also go for screens. The Flash. You could Rapid Spin. I'm going to Protect. See what you go for. If you go for screens, like, good for you. If you go for Explosion, great for me. Volt Switch. Solid. Volt Switch. Reggie Ilecki. So you might not be screens. Reggie Ilecki. I mean, maybe you are. I'll still type Volt Switch. Yeah, Volt Switch isn't doing much. I'm gonna Wish. You do just Volt Switch. I could have went Hippo, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine getting this heal back up. Into Wooper. Into Wooper. It's cool with me. You probably... You running leftovers? Black Sludge. Okay. Black Sludge. I mean, you probably go for your other hazards. Okay. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. Alomola. 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 Do you go straight back into Claude? You might, but at the same time, if you don't, dang, you do. Dang it, you do. Doom Shroom. Alright, I can handle that. I can handle that. I'm not afraid of the Doom Shroom. You can't spore me. What does the Doom Shroom even do? A Moongus. Really not much. Alright. I just wish back up. I just wish back up. Bullet Seed. Interesting. Bullet Seed. It's a crit! Are you loaded dice? No, you're not loaded dice. You're not loaded dice. I am going to just protect. Bullet Seed. Interesting tech. Interesting tech. I mean, a lot of our mons... A lot of our mons don't like the Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed's not contact, right? Bullet Seed Pokemon. I don't think it is. No, it's not contact. Alright, I think this is a decent opportunity to get into our Noivern. Assault Vest. Yo. We are rocking the Assault Vest like crazy. Alright, taunt. We're going for the taunt. We're going for the taunt. Why did... I just realized I made a mistake. Shoot. I know you have to attack. That's fine. If you go Claude, you do go Claude. Okay. So we know you got Rock Slide. We know you have Rock Slide. You gotta be like ground move, maybe? Poison move? Poison jab? Poison jab, probably. Alright. Let's go straight into our Hippo. Alright, so that, I will say, Noivern is probably pretty solid into Spiritomb. Rock Slide. You might only have Rock Slide. I mean, it's damage. It's damage. It is what it is. I was meaning to fully click Roar, but damage is damage. I spammed that button way too quick. Okay. Decent chip. Aloe, Mamola, AV versus our Hippowdon. I feel like you probably go flip turn. And you also have Ice Beam. We have to be mindful for all your moves. Ice Beam. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you flip turn. And I click the roar button. You Scald! Oh, you read it. And you get the burn. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I should have just went Umbreon. Should have just went Umbreon. I should have known. I should have known. Alright, I heal back up. I heal back up into the Aloe. I should have went Umbreon. I should have went Umbreon. I felt the flip turn. I was not correct about the flip turn. You do withdraw. Probably straight back into Aloe. Yeah. Aloe's so annoying. The AV part is so annoying. You can't wish, which is nice. But it is a little frustrating. Alright, so your R Ice Beam. We know your Ice Beam flip turn. Add Scald to it. You have one more move. You probably just go Scald again. You could flip turn. You could flip turn. How much is Sinistra doing with Matcha Gotcha? Still quite a bit. Still quite a bit. Who would you swap into? Probably a Moongus, I guess. We need to get rid of a Moongus. The fact that I don't have... Which I guess it would have probably... It might tank an overheat. Like a normal overheat. Whirlpool! Yo, okay. Whirlpool. That's kind of gross. We wish. That's kind of gross amount of damage. You do withdraw. Makes sense, makes sense. The Doom Shroom. Which we know you're Bullet Seed. We know you're Regen. We know you're both Regen. I guess I should type that. Regen. Regen. I am going to protect. I need my health back. Bullet Seed, fine. Okay. Very obvious Bullet Seed. How much is Clodsire taking against Noivern? Hurricane's not doing a bunch. Alright. But we could just click the U-turn button. Alright, Noivern, here we go. Here we go. Yep, we know you're AV. You foul play. Alright. Alright. Foul play. I will definitely swap out. Definitely swap out. You do withdraw. Yep. Into the Clodsire. Into the Clodsire. How are you still full HP? Oh, Black Sludge. Like, how are you... How are you still okay? Okay. Clodsire. Terrakion. How much are you doing against Clodsire? Not enough yet. You're almost there. How much are you doing against Aloe? I mean, okay damage. Okay damage. We gotta get Clodsire a little bit lower. Gotta get Clodsire a little bit lower. Yeah, especially with that Black Sludge, it would have been way too healthy. All right, let's click the roar button. You do withdraw. Yep, into Aloe. Aloe's gonna be tough to break unless we get Sinistra like right into it. Aloe's gonna be a little tough. Dozo, that is gross. Oh. Oh, Dozo. Don Dozo versus Hippowdon. Waterfall's doing quite a decent amount. Quite a decent amount. Sinistra. L. Ice Fang. They're really not doing much. Avalanche, I think, does double damage, right? Avalanche. So that do 50%. But we're getting 50% recovery. I mean, you could be Cursed, Sleep Talk. Which I'm not too afraid of, to be honest. Liquidation. Liquidation. I'm still gonna Matcha Gotcha. I can't not Matcha Gotcha. I mean, it is a free Amoonguss swap in. You do just go Amoonguss, probably. We're 30 minutes in. Not a single Mon fainted yet. And some of the Mons aren't even close. How much? Amoonguss. Defensive. Terrakion. Not enough. You go Clodsire. You avoid. That's a bit unfortunate. That's a tad bit unfortunate. Ooh, and the poison. The poison. Alright, I just go like straight into Hippo here. Straight into Hippo. You don't have... Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, you have Poison Point. We could roar again. I think roar is fine. Or I could heal. How many slack offs do we have? 7 remaining. Aloe definitely comes in. Let's roar. You do withdraw. As expected, as expected. Into the aloe. Into the aloe. Full HP aloe. That's so gross. That's so gross. I used aloe, and I know aloe's so good. But still. Dozo. I mean, if you have the ice move, now is the time to go for it. How much is liquidation doing against me? Dondozo. OU wall. Liquidation versus Hippowdon. 33% with no investment. What if you 252? Adamant. If you're like super offensive, I don't think you even get the kill. I don't think you get the kill here. Oh, and definitely not if we're faster. Rest. Okay. Rest. Rest, liquidation, probably sleep talk. You might be Chesto here. You're not Chesto, so you're definitely sleep talk. That being said, I think I just roar you. Show me the sleep talk into rest. Sleep talk. Into rest. Okay. Get out of here. You can rest some other time. Into Amoongus, the Doom Shroom. Okay. I mean, I think this is a free Noivern. Go. Is anything really low? The Regieleki? And I guess maybe Spirit Tomb is kinda... This fight is so painful. I knew it was gonna be painful. Bullet Seed, yep. Yep. Alright. Let's U-turn on out. Let's U-turn on out of here. I'm assuming Clodsire like normal. Yeah. Yep. You're at full HP. Oh, that's so gross. You have Rock Slide. I have no clue if you're unaware. Reva Room versus Clodsire. High horsepower is also not doing enough. Swap into you. Alright, let's get you up out of here. Let's get you up and out of here. You do withdraw. Into Aloe. This never-ending revolving door. Yep. Back at full HP. Just roared out again. Into Clodsire. That's huge. That's huge because Clodsire's taking some damage that we needed to take. That is huge. Alright. Click the roar button again. You go for the toxic. Pretty toxic. That does tell me one of your moves. Toxic, Rock Slide. And then you're only running Poison Jab or... right into Aloe. That's... I mean, you did right. You did right there. Alright, we gotta swap out. You probably flip turn this one time because I go Umbreon. I feel like Amoonguss gets like a fighting move, don't you? You do not get a fighting move. Yeah, of course you flip turn. Ah! The Flash. Okay. I mean, I don't... Like I didn't mind this last time. Like, unless you're Explosion. We know your Volt Switch. We know your Volt Switch. Like, Explosion is the scariest thing. Reggie. Elecki. Versus Umbreon. How much damage? 195, and then Burn takes us out. I go Protect. I see what you do. Volt Switch again. Volt Switch again. I don't mind the Volt Switch. Although, I will say, Explosion here goes crazy. Explosion here goes crazy. I'm going to still wish you just Volt Switch. Into Bozo. The Dondozo. It's a little scary. Umbreon is getting a little low. Because I would like to just swap out here. But I know I can't. I know I can't just go. Sleep Talk, show me if it's Curse. I don't want to see it. Okay, I'm fine with Liquidation. What is your last move? How much are you doing with Liquidation? Dondozo. Liquidation. About 25%. 100 points of damage plus burn. You're gonna Liquidation, probably. The issue then becomes, like... do you Curse here instead? I don't know. I feel like either you Curse or Liquidation. I'm hoping for the Liquidation, to be honest. Rocky Helmet. Alright. Liquidation. Yep. Rocky Helmet. And that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I feel like Noivern's still a little too important. But I feel like this whole team is, like, super important. If your ice move, like, Sinistra, like, can take a liquidation. But what if your Ice Fang? You're doing about 90 points of damage. And with the poison, that can be rough. But I think we have to go for it. Oh, and the rocks, though. Oh, no. If Sinistra drops here, I'm in danger. You do withdraw. Okay. I can live with that. What did you go for last time? Rock Slide, Toxic, Stealth Rock. What are you doing? Clodsire? I mean, I guess I'm not recovering that much. Toxic, Rock Slide, Stealth Rocks. Into you. Set up sand. You do go straight into Aloe, don't you? I almost went Umbreon. Into the Doom Shroom. Okay, I can handle the Doom Shroom. I can handle the Doom Shroom. How much is the Doom Shroom? I guess you could be running special. Like, you could be running Giga Drain as well. Alright. We hard pivot. Yep, we found your AV again. Hex. Yo. Okay. I like it. I like it. Hex. I will say, I think I just Hurricane here. Fire off a big Hurricane. I could defog as well. But I do think I just fire off a huge Hurricane. You do withdraw. Into the Clodsire. An unfortunate miss. But I think Hurricane has less accuracy in the sand, so that makes sense. Black Sludge. Okay, I will just U-turn. I should have defogged. But I guess with you going into Clodsire, then it doesn't matter. You'll just reset up Stealth Rocks. You do withdraw. Okay. Maybe into Dozo. Into Aloe. Okay. I'll go Umbreon. I'll get a Wish up. So much damage. So much damage. Whirlpool would be rough. You have to hard swap. I feel you definitely have to hard swap into either Clodsire or Amoonguss. Yep. Yep. Into Whopper. Sandstorm subsided. So we know you're Toxic, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock. Blank. You could be Recover. We're now 46 minutes into this battle. You do just go for the Stealth Rock. Okay. Obvious not to waste your moves. You might swap out here. I'm gonna wish. I'm gonna wish. Toxic, okay. So Rock Slide. I think this might be the opportunity to get Sinistra healed back up. Toxic, okay. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. We'll heal back up. Perfect, perfect. Amoonguss. AV Amoonguss. Assault Vest. Not your ability. That's not your ability. Assault Vest is taking it quite well. Foul Play does do a bit as well. It's most likely Amoonguss. Do we just Shadow Ball to get some damage? Do we substitute? Let's Shadow Ball. You do withdraw. Into the Doom Shroom. Do. All right. We can work with that. You took that quite well. So you definitely have some special investment. Back to Noivern. You could Foul Play. You could just swap out. Hex. Alright, we eat that. It's starting to do some chip, but we do eat that. I will just click the defog button. Clodsire probably comes in, though. Yep. Oh, you're so healthy. You're so healthy. You're nearly at full. Let's U-turn. You're definitely unaware. Do you have Earthquake? We need to know your last move. In all reality, we do need to know your last move. And I feel like you're trying to hide whether it's Poison Jab or Earthquake. That's a crit. I don't think you attack. I don't think you attack. I think we use this opportunity to break. You do go for the Stealth Rock. Does anything really want to take this? Be real, probably not. So I'm gonna high horsepower. We're faster than everything but Regieleki, and if Regieleki comes in, it's dead. Unless you're Scarf. But I don't see... You're definitely not Scarfing any of these mons. Spirit Tomb! Alright. We know that you're leftovers. We know that you're leftovers. So you're definitely Willow. You're not... I'm not, like, misremembering. You don't have any special ability, right? Infiltrator and Pressure. You're not Pressure, so we know you're Infiltrator. Infiltrator. Okay. You probably Willow. How much is Terrakion doing? Against Spiritomb. Not enough. How much did Reverum? I don't know if you're actually fully all that. But you are going to burn. You're going to try to burn me. We're going to get up and out of there. Expecting the burn. Expecting the burn. Sandstorm kicked up. Pain Split. Yeah, that didn't do much. That didn't do much. Alright, you go Aloe, most likely. I'm in between healing and setting up rocks. I feel like I have to heal just to be able to be in a decent position to swap in later. Which is a little unfortunate. You do withdraw. Reverum is definitely the mon that can, like, really get us there. Aloe. We slack off. You probably flip turn, but I don't want to risk that. Actually, Whirlpool gets rid of... Whirlpool gets rid of it. I could just go Roar. I'm gonna go Roar. You Scald again. We eat it decently enough. Into Regieleki! Alright, that's fine with me. Unless you're like Ancient Power. I don't see you doing anything here. I'm gonna slack off again. Like, what are you... What is this Regieleki? You have to withdraw. Into the Doom Shroom. So we know you have Hex. Oh yeah, you do have Hex. Hex is a little scary. Terminus can't take much more. Terminus cannot take much more. How much is Amoongus defensive? Hex. I don't think you're doing a lot. Oh, wait. Hippowdon. Burned. Yeah, Hex is doing about 30%. I'm going to set up my rocks. You go for Bullet Seed. Hit 2 times. Okay, we'll take 3 times. We'll take 3 times. Sandstorm subsided. The Doom Shroom. Okay. We gotta start doing damage. Okay. All right, I gotta go for the Hurricane again. Please connect. There is no Sandstorm. You do withdraw. Just chip damage. Chip damage is nice. Into Aloe. Okay. Okay. We connect. Decent chip. Get the confusion. Get the confusion. Alright. I do click the U-turn here. I do click the U-turn. How much? Aloe Mamola Assault Vest taking against Rev a Room. Quite a bit. If we can get set up. Okay, you do just go Doom Shroom. You do go Doom Shroom. Amoongus. I feel like we know you're more specially bulky. How much am I taking from a foul play? About 50%. How much is Terrakion doing? Hold on. $66. $66 at +1. How much was Reveroom doing at +1? 68. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. Not yet. Not yet. You do withdraw. Perfect. Into the Aloe. Into the Aloe. We have 3 minutes left until the battle ends. This is so unbelievably gross. NBBL at +1. We know you have Ice Beam. We know you have Ice Beam. Ice Beam's doing about 26%. I gotta just go for the Shadow Ball. The Doom Shroom. Oh, this Doom Shroom. This Doom Shroom is getting on my nerves. Okay, you're at -1. How much is a Moongus with Bullet Seed doing against Terrakion? Might not be enough. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna go Terrakion. Show me the foul play. 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 You withdraw. Into Aloe. Oh my Lanta. Terrakion is not doing enough damage. We're not getting a single kill. And I'm gonna be real. I think he has more HP, so I think he will end up winning, which is a little unfortunate. We went an hour. Not a single Mon fainted. You go for the Scald. I'm gonna wish. You probably swap. And this battle's going to timer. Oh my Lanta, that's unfortunate. But he definitely has more HP than me. Battle. And I'm going to protect, but I think the battle ends here. I'm pretty sure the battle ends here. Time has run out. Battle's over, and I lost. That was so annoying. That was rough. I mean, we both played the same way, so, like, GG's to him for outstalling me. But that's kind of frustrating that it went to timer without a single Pokemon fainting. But it is what it is. That's stall. That's stall for you. We'll be back again next week. Hopefully we can get a knockout next week. We'll see. We'll see. But until then, everyone, peace.